fancy tie. And of course, I am a Chief Creative Officer. Have you noticed the inexorable rise of the title Chief Creative Officer? Earlier this year, I was in Los Angeles in a meeting of 6 people, 2 from my division at FremantleMedia, 2 from a production company, and 2 from a gambling slot machine manufacturer. And in that group of 6, 3 of us had the title Chief Creative Officer. This experience led me to wonder if we can build on the 80-20 rule, you know, the one that says that 80% of the work is done by 20% of the people. So I've come up with this, which I like to tell the new media division at FremantleMedia, FMX, is the CCO power law. It goes like this. In any meeting in which 50% of the attendees have the title Chief Creative Officers, 95% of the work will be executed by others, but 110% of the credit will be taken by the 50% with the title. Now, these days, when I turn on the television, when I listen to the radio, when I listen to the radio on the web, when I watch the news on the web, when I read the newspaper, when I watch television, when I read the newspaper on the internet, when I read my email alerts, my RSS feeds, when I click on Google, listen to a podcast on my iPod, I see and I hear the following messages. Reality television is dead. 30-second commercials are dead. Broadcasters are dead. Old business models are dead. Schedules are dead. Television is dead. Everyone is dead except iTunes and Google and YouTube and content. Of course, content is always king. And of course, game shows. Game shows are back. So television is dying, and technology is proliferating, and content is king of the network. But are we really living through the death of technology? And if we are, should we just kill television before it dies on us? Or should we just kill it before it kills us? And if television is going to die, to quote Joey from Friends, how will we know which way to point our furniture? But when we talk about the death of television, what do we actually mean? The television industry feels itself under threat from a group of emerging mass media technologies, those which are usually and awkwardly described as new or digital, despite the fact that they are no longer new and that everything is digital, even the things like radio or television for that matter, which weren't so in the past. And the industry blames these digital technologies for a whole host of other ills. The steady decline in audiences, the supposed escalation of copyright infringement, declining budgets for program making. Now, the response of the television industry to this perceived threat is, in general terms, about as unimaginative as it's possible to be, and it would be depressing if it weren't so just banal. I used to say 5 years ago that if I had a cent for every pitch I heard beginning 12 people, 12 weeks, 1 winner, the nation will decide, I'd be rich. Now, if somebody would like to give me a cent every time I hear someone say it's a way to bring user-generated content to television, I'd be happier because I'd be even richer. Given this kind of response, I sometimes wonder whether younger audiences aren't leaving television just because it's not any good. We can think about whether television is going to die in 2 ways. First, by looking backwards at the history of the mass media, an unfashionable thing to do, I admit, for people who like to look forward. And second, by looking forward and trying to understand some of the impulses behind what is going on, behind media proliferation. The simple historical fact is that mass communication technologies are never replaced by newer ones. They coexist while continuing to evolve. We still have the newspaper, the telephone, the radio, and the movies, despite the fact that each of these was supposed to presage the end of the previous one. Now, the only mass communication medium in history to have been replaced by another is the telegraph, a service which began in 1851 commercially with the founding of the New York and Mississippi Valley Printing Telegraph Company, and which ended finally on January the 27th, 2006, after a period of about 150 years, when Western Union discontinued the service. Western Union reports on the internet that telegrams sent had fallen to 20,000 per year,